Right back.
I see you acting like you didn't hear me when I kept saying
You are live.
are we live?
We live.
Oh, we finally live. It's Drew live.
Drew is still live.
Woo!
Drew, Noble Stepper.
You know what I always say at the beginning of my show? Until I get a budget. Y'all can't complain. Who you gonna complain into? Who you gonna write into?
We have Joy Morgan.
We ain't got no staff, but we got some Joy. We got a little staff now.
You have Yoki.
What's up, Sugababies? Go.
Sabrina.
We got like 3 staff members. I'm just saying.
You have Frank Filthy Slim Wesley.
All right, give me some thumbs up. Let's get some thumbs up. Let's get some
Ramisha.
Let's get some
Helen C.
something to let me know you guys are in the building. I guess y'all are wondering, where is Will?
Where is Will?
Because Will is on the phone.
He on the phone?
Unless Will is over there.
Can you hear me now?
Will ain't right here. So we got to try to get
We got
Will.
thumbs up going over.
We got thumbs on
Yes.
you.
We got thumbs on Tika.
Good. Okay, so we have to figure out how to get Will on the line. He's on the phone. Do you have your speakers? We connect to his phone. I could disconnect my music, but you know what?
Is the music too loud, everyone?
That music feel good, man.
It's nice jam. Hey, Will.
She'll need to connect.
Hey, Will,
Will, you all right?
She'll need to connect. Take the plug out and see if it'll do it straight.
Oh,
onto
man,
that phone.
good.
Take the
You know what? Let me act. We're gonna connect. Will, we're gonna connect you to a speaker in just a second, and so that way the viewers. Oh, that's okay, guys. If you're wondering, let me first start this show. Let's start the show.
Hello.
Thank you for tuning in to Talking to You with Tika and co-host Will that's on the phone, and my guest.
The Phenom, Drewry Alexander. Hey, how y'all doing, everybody? Why are you whispering?
You know, yeah. I mean, he was a little slow when he said his name. Wasn't he? Like, I don't even know.
I thought you were gonna say it, but it's okay.
Oh, you want me to say it?
Because it sounds nice when you say it.
Oh, flattery gets you everywhere with
Well,
me.
you know, I try.
Oh, I have to say this. The bar has been set a little high.
Has it?
It has been. Last week, I had Dre Blackwell.
Right.
And Dre Blackwell brought gifts.
He brought gifts. See, I would see this kind of happened real kind of fast and quick. But I got you.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know, he just kind of said it. You know, he brought like a gift into the.
It's okay.
You know, I'm just saying. You know, he brought me tea. By Oprah. Oprah has a line of tea.
Does she? I never knew that.
Did.
Well, what is this? I got it. We're going to fix that.
All right.
We're going to fix that. All right.
He gonna fix it. Y'all hear him, right? All right. So we got hearts. We got thumbs up. Everybody can hear us okay? Everybody's good? All right. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the announcements out of the way. I did get a flyer for a 70s disco set tonight. Well, 5th Saturday. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Is at TJ's Nightlife. They did give an address, but it's from 5 to 10. So hopefully you guys know where that is.
That's a nice spot.
It is a nice spot. That's from Aretha Rice. She sent me that. Tonight, well, I'll wait on that. We'll go back to that. So every Friday here in Atlanta, they've started a after work set.
Yes.
It's at yes. Last night was the first night. It's called the Blue Room, and it's located off of Phenom Road. And that's every Friday night from 5 to 9. It has all you can eat seafood buffet.
Let me tell you something.
$10.
I gotta put Cheryl on blast. She was telling them crab legs up. Okay.
Joe Terry. Okay. Yeah. It was a nice set last night, right?
Stopping them in the
no, she didn't stop. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So then we have backstage. Backstage is starting to do it every Wednesday, and it's over off of Godby Road. You know, Ellery's on Thursdays. Ellery's has been closed for a little bit because they had some flood damage. So, so we don't have a Thursday night spot right now, but I'm thinking we're going to get new floors at Ellery's. I'm just saying.
That's always nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna do Wednesday nights over at backstage. So that's what's up. Now this weekend, I wish you could come back next weekend. This weekend coming up because it's first Friday and first Saturday. We got First Friday with Chicken Wing over at the Omega House. Then you got First Saturday with Miss Mary. And Harlem Night.
Miss Mary's so nice. Just put this right there.
And then Desmond is Desmond is actually doing a trio workshop.
I think that's
gonna be nice, right? I'll talk about it in a minute because you just do it. Okay, so anyway, now we're gonna talk a little bit about tomorrow. Now we have the event tonight for William. Hey, boo. All right, y'all. So let me start the name of the title. Let me start the name of the show over so you can say your part. You ready? You ready? He ain't ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, so thank you for tuning in to Talking Tea with Tika and
Will.
that's what's up. We back in the building, baby. We back in the building. All right, so tonight we have Kim's benefit. They're calling it a farewell benefit. I think they're calling it farewell because we've been doing so much for her for like the last month. So tonight is the masquerade party. I think they're going to do a prize for the best dressed. It's a $20 donation. Of course, you know, all this is going to a great, great cause. From my understanding, 100% of proceeds are going to Kim. So that's great. And it is at Crow's Nest tonight over on Old National Highway. That is from 9 to 2 a.m.
All right, Tony.
Are you dressing up tonight?
I might put on a mask or something, you know. You know, last year, you know, for the last couple of years, I've been getting my masquerade on, my costume on. I actually been doing Mr. Brown. When I tell you, I wins every costume
I think
contest.
I saw a picture.
Woo! So I had to give, you know, Halloween a break this year. You know, costumes a break this year. You know?
Oh, that would have been nice to do that in the A. We never seen it. We just saw pictures.
It's okay. I might bring it back.
We're gonna bring it back. All right. So real quick, y'all, we're gonna talk about our prayer list. We're gonna continue to keep Bree Wade lifted up in prayer. Big Al out of Miami. He has an event coming up November
11th through 13th.
Aren't you a part of that?
I am.
How about that? So you guys need to try to make your way down there. That's a great cause as well. We got Marvin Byers. Marvin is a line dancer instructor here.
Okay. Keeping
him in prayer as well. Our girl. She was in a car accident last night. Oh my God. But she's okay.
She's all good.
They went to go take care of her, so she's okay. But let's make sure we keep her in our prayers. And of course, we want to continue to pray for Kim Davis. All right? So we're going to go ahead and get this show started. Will, do you have anything you need to say?
No, I heard you make an announcement about the event down here in North Carolina. I heard you make that announcement, so I think that was it.
All right. Can you guys hear Will okay? I would tell you to sing, Will, but you know, I usually have people to sing when they call in on the phone, but...
Is that right?
Yeah, can they hear you? Guys, give me thumbs up if you can hear Will.
Like a ship, tossed and driven.
All right.
That's it? I mean,
okay.
Really? Really? I hadn't even got my little second thing in. Okay.
We got to get the second sway.
All right. We have Drew in the building. Can y'all believe this? I am so excited. I can't even really get myself together. What? I'm just going to be honest. I mean,
something missing.
What's missing? Oh, Lord, we got somebody offset saying something missing. So what I'm going to do, because it seems like it's getting ready to be a tea moment, I'm going to remove your flyer.
Y'all see that, right? I just want to make sure y'all see that.
And then I'm going to pour some tea right
here. We're going to talk about this later.
You can't do an interview without a jacket.
Wait a minute.
Where's my stuff? You know what? If that was up, I'm about to eat my mustache. Will, he brought a jacket in.
All right.
You know what? He brought a jacket.
I ain't going to take it off. I am not going to take it off.
You know what?
I am not.
I was going to let that go on by.
I can't let it go on by. That is.
You just going to wear the jacket with you?
Yeah, I'm not going to take it off.
That is a bad jacket.
It's a bad man. What? Really? Okay.
You did, man. Shh. You get gifts when you come and talking to people. When they do that?
We turn the
tables. The tables have turned. What am I doing with Kim?
They want to make sure you announce the plaza, the location.
The plaza. Okay. It's at Diamond Hall and Conference Center, which is the Crown's Nest Plaza. What's that?
Crow's Nest.
Crow's Nest. That says Crowns on here.
Where your glasses at? You need to put your glasses on.
That needs some.
5495 Old National Highway. College Park. That is tonight. It's going down. As y'all can see, we already ready. I'm gonna be honest with you. Did he just throw shade at me?
I think that was I think that was it. Okay.
You did that right.
Really, Drew? Anyway, we're going to get this interview started because,
on.
trust me, I won't get him back. With some of these questions, I'm going to get him back. You can believe that. You ready, boo?
I'm taking this jacket off. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
See my shoulders, they wide. Talk to the shoulder. Talk to the shoulder.
You know what? Why did you bring this jacket? That's what I need to know. Who told you to bring this jacket? Who named you the
That's an
Phenom?
inside thing we got.
Who named you the Phenom? Did you name yourself that? Oh, jeez. Already? Oh, Will, we already got our glasses on, baby. I just asked one question.
Yeah. The Phenom. Okay, so there is a stepper in Detroit who is she like to call her. She like to do a lot of the name. Give people names, nicknames and stuff for the dances. She actually, I wanted to say, tried to give Ed one of his nicknames. It didn't kind of fly, so he ended up coming up with something else. Okay. But her name is Tracy. Out of Detroit. Tracy Bivens, as a matter of fact, out of Detroit. I actually competed with her in 2009. And she's been around me since I was gay high dancing. And so I think she just was like, you know what, you like the Phenom. It just kind of stuck. Wow. Just kind of stuck.
Drew trying to talk sexy, I just can't hear him. Which one is it?
Say it again, babe.
Is the Phenom trying to talk sexy, or I just can't hear him? Which one?
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. I'm looking at him going, it's the jacket. It's the jacket.
The jacket made me do it.
This one now?
It's the jacket making him like talk sexy, I think. Because I'm sitting right here and his shoulders, so you got to clear your shoulders because they're so wide. The voice, I was just looking at him like this. So can you guys hear Drew? Give me thumbs up if you can hear what he just
Please
said.
let me
He
know
just
y'all
said a
can
whole
hear
lot. Did y'all hear him? Give me thumbs up.
And I ain't repeating it. I'm joking.
Can y'all hear him okay?
Y'all hear
Thumbs up. Uh-oh. We got one. Y'all can hear him okay?
Come on in TV land.
No, not on Drew's feed. I don't think they can.
I got. They're coming in.
They're coming in
All
now.
right,
Okay,
here we
very
go.
good.
I
All right,
love
so
y'all.
what we want to do? You want to get a disclaimer out. Why did you give this to me? Let's do this because I got a feeling.
to hear you from my phone.
Oh, okay. Because I got a feeling it's getting ready to be some not really shade. We just gonna have conversation.
Dude, I feel like I might need to take the jacket off.
Why?
I'm just saying, because it's getting hot in here. Okay.
We ain't even really started.
And my point exactly. I'm just saying, or maybe it's just your hair. It's just fiery.
Oh,
Just-
baby, I love me some Drew. Drew need to come back once a month. I'm for real. Okay, so she's gonna say the disclaimer. Go ahead, baby. This is all, let me wait a minute. I gotta tell them the rules. She reads this disclaimer. You put your shades on and sip your tea.
Oh.
Because it's getting ready to get real. You ready?
Okay.
Go ahead. Put your shades on.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, you gotta take.
I gotta
seeing
take some
apparatus
off.
is off.
All right, yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
All right, and then get your tea. I got a little mustache.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are solely those of the guests, viewers, and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of Talking Tea with Tika and co-host Will, its staff, and or all contributors to this show.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So
Is that moment? Okay. All right.
I have to do that because sometimes some stuff be said and stuff be going on, and I be blindsided.
I understand.
So I said I need to get that off me. So don't be calling me, asking me. Call the person that said it. I digress. All right. So Will, do you have anything you want to say? Do you hear me well?
I can you are perfect.
Will, can you hear me?
I can now, Drew, the Phenom. I hear you great. But stay right there with that right there.
I got you. Right here.
Kind of over in my space a little bit though.
You
You
know.
kind of had to lean over.
Did you want to put the speaker in the middle? Talk to the phone. The phone.
Talk to
the
talk to the phone. They
Talk
can
to
hear
the-
you. Talk to the phone.
Say it
All
with
right.
your chest. Okay.
All right. So let me ask you a question. Is stepping about doing multiple moves?
My honest answer. Stepping is about whatever you want it to be. Dancing isn't about multiple moves.
Ooh.
Did it hit? I gotta take
That-
no, okay.
and-
I just didn't know.
I
if
don't
that
know
was
what
a
kind of
signal.
moment that is.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a sip
So-
or a shade. Well, because that makes sense. But explain.
But the whole point of what I'm saying is, a lot of times we get caught up in the word stepping, and we like, okay, well, we want to do all of this and we want to do all that. But what makes the difference is when you become a dancer, that's what sets you apart from the population of people. I would say the ones that want to do all the turns and stuff. And trust me, I'm one that know how to do all the turns and stuff. But at the same time, when you understand the dance, is when you understand that the turns aren't needed. When you can do a dance without a turn, then we can have a conversation.
Ooh. That's a sip. That's definitely a sip, Mom. Let me sip on that one. Yeah, you need something to drink, baby. We got some audience members say they need a glass. Yeah, that's
we good. Y'all got that TV land. All right.
Stop the interview right now.
I mean, oh wow, you said a mouthful with that.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you really did, because I noticed that people that are really, really new in the dance, you know, even the women themselves will say, I want you to challenge me. Exactly. So they look at challenging me by giving me a lot of moves, and if I manage to conquer the moves during that dance, then it was a good dance.
It depends on what type of dancer that person is. If you're a dancer that have that type of, you like to turn, you like to spin, I can tell off of your vibe and off your emotion, or know that you're the type of dancer that like to do that type of stuff. Well, I know what type of challenge to give you. But if you just come to me and say, well, challenge me, well, the challenge of the day, depending on how I feel, might just be, come on, let's just sit here and groove to this music. Let me hear you listen to the music. Let me see you listen to the music. Let me see how well your musicality show. Okay. Because that alone is a challenge. It's a challenge for me still. So, and then a lot of the people, they feel like I shortchange them.
Why?
Because they feel like I'm not doing all of this stuff that they normally see me do, so they feel like they're not being challenged. But they just have a misconception on what being challenged is.
Oh, God.
Miss
Oh,
Mary,
my God. When I
for the ballroom dance.
Miss Mary, oh my God,
hey,
it was
Miss
beautiful.
Mary.
It was such a wonderful dance. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Ballroom in Atlanta. Okay, all right.
Okay. Oh, you just said a mouthful. So when a person comes to you and saying, because I'm sure you get women that will do that, they may see you dance with someone and doing all this stuff, and it looks fun, and so they may come up to you and want that same similar dance. Are you able to tell at the beginning or at the walk up, when they walk up to you, can you tell they can't do it?
If I don't know who they are, and usually I can tell within the as we call it, initial address or the start off, and usually the send out. The send out tells a lot. When you send the person out and how they flow or how they feel when they go out, that says a lot about their dance initially. And sometimes the initial address or the start off will get you. Sometimes it might feel good. They might be good at being able to lay on you. But as soon as you put them out there on their own, then that's when they be like,
And so when you get that dancer, okay, so you're definitely not a one-dimensional dancer.
You know what? Cheryl Sugarfoot Pole.
Hearts and
Okay.
thumbs.
Okay.
She got me.
Not Cheryl Sugarfoot Pole. That's her Facebook name.
Okay.
The whole thing.
That lady right there, she got me. She has been the only person, first and only, to ever sit me down. Literally, all right, fella, come get me when you know how to dance to a dusty.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in essence, what was she saying when she said that to you? What did you hear her saying that?
So, how it happened? Just before I get into that, how it happened when we was in Milwaukee, we was dancing, and an old record came on, and I went up to her, come on, sure, let's dance. And she's like, all right, fella, let's go. And we started dancing, and I just started letting off all these moves. I was doing all this quote unquote turns and all this other stuff. And she stopped and was like, whoa, fella, this ain't the type of song to do all that. That ain't my dance. Ooh. And I was like, well, you know, that's just what I do, you know. I never had no complaints before, you know. She's just like, no, you're gonna have to come get me when you know how to dance to a dusty. He's like, and she told me what have stuck with me all these years was, you never want to have one dance. Never want to have one dance.
That's a big, big statement, because I think, and I'm sure you see it, a lot of guys do the same dance with everyone that they dance with. Mm-hmm. And then you have a situation by where we as the women, when they come sit down, we all like, girl, don't dance with him, honey. He ain't going to do nothing but that roll out, roll back, honey, and bring you back and do that right. I mean, there are some guys I can pretty much, they really ain't got to be there. I can really do their dance for them.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm gonna put these on top of the
okay,
glass.
I mean, honest. I mean, okay. Well,
All right.
It's not my.
Lacey Johnson, did you hear that? We just do that dance for him.
Will, are you there, baby?
I'm just saying.
Is Will with us? Okay. All right. So let me ask you this one. You might want to get your tea.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Where we going?
Just because you're a good dancer,
Right.
does that qualify you to teach?
Oh,
Lord.
okay.
Mm.
All right. So that does not qualify you to teach. So just because you're a good dancer. Some of the greatest dancers are the worst of teachers. The key thing is let's do this. What's the difference between a teacher and an instructor? Because I think you have more people who can be instructors, and to be an instructor, it just means I can sit out a list and say, follow it, do this. And so in just being an instructor, it means I can just tell you what to do, but there's no why, and no why is it necessary? What's the reasoning behind it? It's just
do that.
Just do it. But being a teacher requires you need to be able to talk to them on different levels. You need to be able to tell them a reason why this is necessary. Why are you making me do this? If anyone comes to me and they ask me, well, why are you showing me this particular step? Or why are you showing me this particular motion? Well, I'm showing you this because this is going to help with such and such. Or this is what's going to move you into being able to do this. You know, this is the original or the purest form of the dance. I give you a reason for why this is going to fit. If you don't like the reason, then okay. I'm finding another reason why. Not that I'm making up anything, because we ain't got to make it up. Proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding.
Are you
the
pudding?
Huh? I'm the chocolate baby. So.
Well, I'm gonna just do like it. I mean, you said the proof is in the pudding. So if you're instructing someone and you say, hey, I want you to do this, and this is the reason why, you basically said, because I said so, because I am the proof.
I'm not the proof. Okay. The people that I've helped along the way are the proof.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I love it.
And the people who have helped me along the way are the proof.
You know what? You're still touchable. Because I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was sitting this close to me. I mean, you're so grand. I mean,
thank you.
All right, so ask you this: does the number of wins qualify you to teach?
No. Honestly, if I wasn't good at being able to interpret what I do in the dance and give it to you, sound it out for you, walk you through it, give you reasons behind it. If I couldn't do that, having as many wins as I have behind my belt, well, I just couldn't do it. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Because you win a contest, I would say the only thing that you can really show somebody is what you do on the floor. I think everybody can say what they do, but ultimately that does not make you an instructor or a teacher. I've been around I've had a lot of teachers and instructors just people who teach education, and a lot of people in my classes, and they come to me and just say your curriculum, your understanding, the way the process, the delivery, all of that makes such a big difference. And so I've been around many great dancers, many people who have won many contests. They're like, yeah, man, you just gotta do that. Man, just do this. Just swipe that. Yeah. Don't be calling me and we lie. Just swipe that.
Is that you?
They said, "Where's the $10 charge on this lesson he is teaching us right now?"
Ooh,
wait
a
minute.
Let me give you the Talking Tea with Tika account information.
PayPal.
The PayPal information. Okay,
I many times I've come across brilliant dancers that all they do is just say, well, do this and do that. Or, they really can't explain. Like, it took me the longest to learn how to do carousel because of somebody trying to teach it to me that really wasn't teaching me how to do it. They was just telling me to do it. Now, I'm a visual learner, so eventually I picked up on it, even from watching them in videos. So I picked up on my carousels, but when they were teaching me or trying to show me how to do it, it wasn't clicking. And I'm very good at picking stuff up. So,
Let me ask you this. First of all, how many dances do you do? I mean, good Lord, I've seen you. What all do you do?
Okay, so I'll start. So you ballroom, bop, Latin hustle, Greystone, salsa, step, bachata, merengue, hand dance, swing out.
Okay, Will. I got
Are
you.
you serious?
Why are you hanging up on me?
So you do 10 dances that you can think of right now.
Yeah,
Well, you're live, by the
Can you
way.
hear them? You can hear them, right?
10 dances.
yeah.
So let me ask you:
think that's about right.
do you infuse any of those dances in your step? Because it's something about you that makes you stand out. Like it's something about you. It's something there. Is that what it is? You like secretly putting something in it and you're not telling us?
I'll put it to you like this: turns are universal, moves are universal. It doesn't matter; they've all been done before. So it doesn't matter what dance it is, what pattern you put it in. The left is left and the right is right, and half is half. So however you combine them, it is
Can
what
y'all
it
speak
is.
up?
Will.
It's a thing. You gotta open that thing.
Oh, Will is trying to
Will.
trying to be a part of this show, but he's in South Carolina, so he's trying.
We having a hot. Will, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Drew. I
that's
got
pretty
my
close
audience
to
can hear, I'm on live now, so they can hear you as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So Will is live on his feed too, so you won't be able to see us, but you can definitely hear what Drew is saying. So left is a left, right is a right, half is a half, universal through all of the dances.
So what I try to always maintain in whatever dance I learn is I maintain the pattern of the dance and whatever execution I can get with that, or whatever combination or turn combination. If I decide that that's what I want, then I can take little things. If I find things that are similar, like a lot of things in my bop in Detroit is similar to step and stuff, because really and truly they both come from a swing background.
Who taught you how to swing out?
Who
Who taught me how to swing out? I have 2 instructors. Big Smooth out of Dallas, Texas, Derek Farrell, and John Seegers out of Houston. They were the 2 people that actually showed me basics. And they have 2 different styles in which they showed me, so I was able to take what they do and bridge the gap between them. So Big Smooth, John Seegers, I appreciate it.
Do you take away from one dance and mix it with another?
Do I take away from one dance and mix it with the other? Sometimes, yes.
I'm trying to get in where y'all can hear, so I apologize, but I'm trying to get so y'all can hear, but they talking really, really low right now.
My bad.
Y'all hear Will's talk because he's live on his feed from South Carolina, so he's trying to get his viewers to be able to hear Drew as well. But they want to know if you infuse the dances, and you said yes, sometimes you do.
Yes, sometimes I do infuse dance. I infuse the dances definitely if they have similar backgrounds or similar patterns, you know. And, you know, turns, like I said, turns are turns. So just make it happen.
Okay, so what question do I want to ask you next? Are you ever nervous at a contest?
Woo! Yes.
Really? Even now?
Yes. Let me tell you something. I get what I call the sleepies.
The sleepy.
The sleepies.
Hey guys, do me a favor. Y'all can do me a favor. Go y'all go longer to Tika's feed.
Hold on, guys.
Him on this end. So go ahead and go to Tika's feed so y'all can hear what Drew is saying, because I think he's saying some good stuff, and I don't want y'all to miss it over here on this feed. So just
do you
go
still
to
take
the
lessons?
Tika. She's already live. For those of us on the line, go to Latika and listen to what they got to say.
Thanks,
All right,
Will.
Will.
Appreciate that, Will.
Bye, babe.
Okay. So real quick, I'm sorry. What was you saying?
The question was, do you get nervous?
Yes, I get
You
what I
wanna
call
set.
the sleepies. And so a lot of times what happens right before a contest or the day of the contest, really when I get to the contest, and you know when it really happens, and most of the contestants of the world's largest can contest to this.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that damn intro music come on, dun-dun-dun-dun, whew, Lord help me. Oh my goodness.
Say, Lord, help me. Right now, help me. I need thee.
Oh God, please.
Yeah.
It really.
Now y'all speak up.
It really.
That'd be bad.
It really.
That's what gets you going. When you hear that
Man.
music, it's showtime. You
It's
get
like,
nervous.
okay, this is, and to be honest, I probably won't dance till later on that night. You know, it might be later on before I finally dance, but I'm sitting there like, please, can we just hurry up and get this over with?
Really?
I just want to get this over with. Like, you do all this prepping for the contest,
Mhm.
and then the day of, you be like, I can't wait till this is over.
Because I have no. I've been once.
I ain't taking this jacket off. So it's the insider, people. It's okay. It's all right. But yes, I get to see us. I yawn a lot.
We gonna let that go on by. We gonna let it go on by. Okay.
But yeah, I yawn a lot. I yawn.
When you get nervous.
When I get nervous, I yawn a lot. So I'll be sitting there like, okay.
What?
So I literally have to, when they call my name, I have to like, okay,
Like,
wake
wake
up. Wake,
Can y'all believe that? Drew still gets that.
man.
All right.
I
So
feel
let
it
me
deep
just
in
say.
my
Let
chest.
me just address.
Hold on, the question, you had a question, somebody asked
Yes.
if I still get lessons.
It's, yes, being the great dancer that you are, do you still take lessons?
Lesson. I don't take lessons in the class setting. My lessons happens during the party, during watching people. That's where my lessons come in. I listen when people. The key thing is when people talk, there's a reason behind it. Sit there and listen. When I listen to Devan, he could be doing a private, and I'm not even in the private. I'm not even helping him conduct a private. He could be doing a private with somebody. Him and Sher could be doing a private, and I could be in another room, ear hustling like a mud, because I'm listening to the little things that they think about when they dance, and if I could take little things that they think about and try to implement it into what I do, then I'm adding constant pieces to the puzzle.
I like that.
Constant pieces to the puzzle. Sometimes you ever have a puzzle and you can't complete it because you lost some pieces, right? And you try to find these pieces, and what I realize is the information that I get when I watch people dance, even beginners, when I watch certain people dance, they just have they just have something about them. It's a puzzle piece there. When I listen to people talk about the dance that have experience from years, that's a puzzle piece. You know, that's where my learning comes in. You know,
I gotta ask you this. I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 26. I just turned 26.
Oh Lord, y'all, this
October
man ain't
8th.
even grown yet.
October 8th, 1990.
What's gonna happen when he get grown?
Okay.
What else are you trying to do in this?
Bro, I'm
Listen.
I ain't taking
All
this
right,
jacket
now
off.
let me check.
Let me see how grown this is. You see me taking this sip, right?
You know. Boy, I tell you the truth. This interview right here, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. This interview has so many levels to it that I'm really trying to stay focused. I'm just gonna be honest. Because come here. Just show your face. Y'all, look who came into the building.
This is my
This
boy
is my
right
partner. He came in to support this, and it's a. Whoo, Lord, it's something going on since what 2015? Was it 15? It's been going on a while, but you know what? That's all right. We're gonna ride this thing out until 17. All right.
What is the greatest difference dancing in Detroit compared to dancing abroad? I'm sorry, one moment, please.
Sorry.
Let's get that shade.
Okay.
We still holding on.
It
Wait a
was some
minute.
shade
Yeah,
there.
wait.
That way it was shade?
No.
Oh, that was shade.
Over there.
Oh, over there.
What is the greatest difference?
With
Dancing in
dancing
Detroit.
in Detroit and dancing in other areas.
I think that what makes Detroit so awesome is that we have so much to offer, from our ballroom to our bop and the extravagant finesses that we put on it. Like we can be very flamboyant but calm at the same time. And one thing I noticed, and even Chicago has this flamboyancy, but Chicago is known for its chill, its coolness.
Okay.
You know, but when it comes to Detroit dancing, I think what makes Detroit so awesome, especially with learning step and incorporating it into what we do, is that we have so much to pull from to add to the dance. And then on top of that, not only do we have so much to pull from, but it's so much that you can learn and get from stepping to implement back into our dances.
Well, I'm in Atlanta. The only thing we got is the lean with it, rock with it.
Yeah.
And the right. He can't even do that. You know what I mean? This man is definitely, he can do that too. I mean, we don't have anything to infuse in our dance. I'm a little jealous. I'm just going to be honest. All right, so I'm going to address the elephant in the room.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's a couple of elephants. Okay.
Okay.
You're not no small guy.
I'm not a small guy.
How do you dance so light? You have got to. Okay, y'all give me some hearts. Ladies, if you've ever danced with Drew, give me a heart when I ask you this, when I say this. He is the lightest dance ever. I mean,
Everywhere.
you would think it would be. I mean, I feel like I could carry him. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm going too far, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, it's just, it is the lightest. Oh, did I go too far? My bad. I didn't know
You see the shade, the shade.
I mean, it is the lightest dance. It's effortless. I mean, I danced with him last night. I tried not to give him eye contact because I always try not to get. Listen, some people I love them like this. I see him and I'm like, And because I had on tennis shoes, I gave him all my excuses as we was walking up there. I got on my tennis shoes tonight, so I can't, girl. Anyway, but he gave me a phenomenal dance, and it was my dance. He didn't give me anything that I felt I couldn't
Took away
do.
from you.
Yeah. How do you do that?
I appreciate that. That is.
Now you appreciate you. How do you stay? Do you know an answer to that? What do you do?
Yikes. Well, one thing I'm gonna just say this as far as the light comment. One thing I used to tell myself when I was learning how to really follow and step in. And Sherry Gordon was one of the people that used to really lead me a lot. She used to lead me a lot. As a matter of fact, my first YouTube video is a half and half. I led the first one and she led the second half.
Okay.
And I go back and look at that video and I was like, oh, that following is ugly. Like, I just feel so heavy. I feel heavy in the video. Like, just looking at it. And I used to tell myself, Drew, you're as light as a feather. I used to just tell myself, you're as light as a feather.
Okay, my God. And you channeled it like that?
I said, Drew, you're as light as a feather. I kept telling myself that.
So,
Because eventually, I wanted, being a big guy, I didn't want nobody to say, he heavy. I've always been called smooth. About me dancing and everything. So I always wanted to maintain that. So I didn't want to be heavy. I didn't want to be hard to dance with. When it followed, especially me, I want to be as good as I possibly can be. So I just started telling myself, you're as light as a feather. To somebody actually told me, you're just as light as a feather. When they told me that, I knew I got somewhere.
So what you're saying is I can go around and say, I can spin like Sherry Gordon.
Yes, you can. It's power.
Or I can spin like Ann Hunter.
It is power.
Or I got footwork like Cheryl Sugarfoot Poe.
Man.
Speak it to the
Sugar feet.
Well, I'm going to start doing that. All right, so do you prefer walking or stepping?
I prefer whatever my mood prefers. Sometimes I'm feeling real soft and sensual, and I just need to rub up on something.
Oh, Lord, mercy! Did Drew say soft and sensual? Oh, and he got this Barry White jacket on. Oh my God!
Ooh, what is that, velvet?
Is that velvet? Is that velvet? Speaking of velvet, I'm glad you brought that up.
Before we can even get it out.
I don't know which one to go.
Jet, be ready.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Speaking of velvet, and when I say velvet, I think of my mustache too.
There you go.
Okay.
I think of Coming to America. I think of
Your skin. I understand.
I think of rose petals.
Mm-hmm. I see where it's gonna go, people. I just want to see where this goes.
You ready? You ready? How did it feel? How did it feel?
Okay.
I ain't even got to answer the rest of the question
How did it
because
feel?
you already know.
How did it feel? What?
How did it feel to place third?
Oh.
Yeah. I think I just got nervous, y'all. I mean, seriously. I mean, because I know it's a family. Detroit is a dance family.
Oh yeah, we
You got the smoke on my eye. Oh, Lord. Y'all are all a dance family. You know, you had him coming out there. He's your queen.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought up Velvet. I did. I wasn't even going to ask the question, but since he threw Velvet out there, it just made me think about it. How did that feel?
Are you asking me in the sense of how does it feel to place third to who won, or asking me how does it feel to just place third?
Let me just say third period.
Okay, so
and then I'll ask the other question.
So I placed third 2 other times before, so it's a familiar feeling. And what it shows is that for me, there is growth that still needs to be had. There is a constant process of you can be on top or you can be the first here, but that just shows that you have to continue to work to keep it. So it's, for me, it's a humbling experience for me because it teaches me that anybody can come and snatch it from you.
I like that.
And the great thing about it is that the person that did it was somebody who came from my area. They came from my camp. They came from Sherry Camp. And so it was a great thing for me because it was a sense of accomplishment from being able to help give that knowledge to those people that won. And so when they win, I win. Just like, for instance, losing the second time to Wakiba. That is the second time I lost to her.
So do you guys like talk junk to each other like, you know I'm coming for you next year? You know I'm coming.
Yeah.
Is it like that? Like, you know, like friendly competition?
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's what makes it so, it really just makes it fun. For us, we always talking junk to each other, but that's the fun of it. And we don't let it go past that.
I love that. So if, I won't say his name, but if the first place winner came to you and said, I want to I don't even know if this happens, but what if he wants you to teach him something? And even though he beat you, would you be willing to do that? Like, it's still open. I believe that he gets stuff from me all the time whenever he pays attention. In his word, classic words, if you do it twice, I got it. So you must have did some stuff twice.
I must have did some stuff twice.
Let me do this right here because you need something on baby. Here we go, baby. See, I want to make sure you're good. But anybody else in here need anything? I mean, I'm saying you good.
I'm
Are
good.
you hot? You want to take jacket off?
No, I ain't taking this jacket off. Shirley gonna get me. She is not gonna get me. I'm just gonna keep sipping this tea because it's keeping me cool.
Listen,
Would you partner with someone from Atlanta or LA for the world's largest stepping contest?
I have partnered with somebody from Atlanta.
Well, we know Sugarfoot, but
I'm just, they asked the question. I'm asking.
he's partnered with Cheryl in one old school.
First place old school.
Have you had your eyes on anyone else in Atlanta? You don't have to say me. Not right now. I said you don't have to say, but you could. I mean, you can say it. Okay. I'm just giving you an out.
Better take that jacket off if you do so.
Gotta drape it over her shoulders.
Oh! Oh my God.
Let me ask a question. Okay,
You know
okay,
what?
I'm gonna ask this question right here.
Oh my God.
You ready?
I don't know if I'm ready yet. I'm sorry, but you're
It's not
trying to
a
give
T
me a
one.
question.
It's not a T question.
Okay, go ahead, y'all.
Is it accurate to say stepping is most beautiful when nuanced and grounded in solid basics? If so, how did you identify your time to hone your nuances? And if not, why?
The basics are the key to anything in life. That's just how I feel. If you understand the basic of something, then you understand how to create from it. It's just kind of how I view some things. So you have to understand what makes whatever. What makes the dance the dance. And what you will always see, and I'm using stepping because this is what we're talking about. When you watch great dancers, and I'm going to use one person in particular. If you watch Tall Rick, which is one of the guys that I've been watching a lot lately. Like that's one of my go-to. That's why I got my eye on. You always see the basic in his dance. No matter the nuances or the excitement, the craziness that he puts in, the oddness he puts in it, you always see the basics there. You watch, honestly, I'm going to use another one, for example, Ty Skippy. As crazy as his feet is, I see his patterns. I see his basic. Now, it might not be basic, but I see where it comes from. And so you have to hone in on those nuances and those things that come within the basics in order to really break ground and build. So for me, I had to pay attention to when Cheryl set me down. I had to pay attention to the dance as a whole, not just as a piece that I want to see. It's like I felt like I was right here, and I was just looking so close to this picture. And then when she did that, it made me like see the whole thing. Because what the objective is my objective is I want to be as good in this dance as I possibly can. I want to learn as much as I possibly can. And one thing that I used to watch this guy named Mo. Mo from Chicago. He's Majestic Gems. And back when he was doing Learn to Step and everything like that, the one thing he always preached, basics. And because I admire his style and everything, I listen to everything he was talking about. Basics is the key. If you don't have a solid foundation, your basics are not there, then your dance is not going to get to where it should be. Everybody wants to be good, but everybody don't want to go through what it takes to be good.
Ooh, wait.
And I think that's one of the biggest issues and the biggest misconceptions is that they don't allow themselves to go through the real struggle. And notice that if you go through the real struggle, it's not as much as a struggle as you think it is. I tell people, this dance is not as difficult as you think it is. It's what you make it. You're making the dance difficult because you choose the direction to take. But if you choose the right direction, which is, don't worry about trying to get this dance like that.
But you got it like that.
No, I didn't get it like that. It might have seemed like I got it like that.
You got it fast, Drew.
It might have seemed like I got it like that. But dancing has always been in my blood. So we have to understand that there's a difference, and I'm not saying that this is just me, but there's a difference between being taught something and naturally having it in you. And just being honest. You got some people that just naturally have it in them, and all they got to do is see it, and they got it. All they got to do is if it's told to them a certain type of way, then they can run with it. You got some people that you actually need to baby into it, like Velvet. You was right.
Be careful.
Okay.
Be careful.
Ooh.
His jacket on, I'm just saying.
Who up
have
to
Because he's wearing his
Do
jacket.
you have a curriculum from which you started? Or do you have a curriculum from which you instruct? And if so, do you have a pass-fail system?
A pass-fail system?
Mhm.
Yes, I have quite a few of those. And yes, I do have a curriculum in which I teach, but it took the trial and error to understand what is it that I was teaching and why my students wasn't getting where I needed them to get to. You know, it's like you want all your students to come out good. You know, you want them to come out with that good dance, but you wonder, okay, what's the problem? And this is what I want all my instructors to start doing, is to self-reflect. What exactly are you giving your students? What exactly are you giving your students? Like, this is really makes, are you giving them a piece of this and a piece of that? Or are you giving them the whole thing and putting it in front of them and say, look, I want you to have this. This is exactly what I want you to have. I want you to see this is where you're going to need to be, but this is where you are right now. And these are the pieces that you're going to take to get there. But are you just saying, okay, I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to show you that? And I'm sorry, it's just being honest, and sorry, people in TV land, but you got a lot of instructors that are just penny pinching. I'm talking tea right here. This is just being honest, because what we have to understand is that what makes a great instructor is the passion behind their instruction. See, for me, if I could teach the dance, if I didn't have to make a living, I would teach the dance for free. But because this is my passion, this is what I love to do, I don't wanna work for nobody else. That's not what I want. That's not what God has planned for me.
Oh, you better preach.
So I'm doing what I do to take care of my livelihood, but at the same time, I'm giving as much as I possibly can. That the dollar doesn't affect that. And so a lot of instructors, a lot of teachers don't teach for the love of the dance as much as they say they do.
Let's stay right there for a second. Only for a second. You made the statement that, some may be teaching for the money behind it and not really, the passion. But there are so many teachers that should not be teaching. So they don't know how. What? Did I miss something? Oh my God! Did I miss something, y'all?
Oh, I need to take a lap.
No, you ain't doing the church, bro. Okay, y'all. He just did the church.
Didn't take jacket off.
You know.
I ran that lap in the jacket. Okay. Hello. How cool am I?
I mean, I'm being honest, y'all. Am I right? Give me thumbs up. There are some people that's teaching they should not be teaching. Oh Lord.
You might have said a mouthful.
Oh my God, because it dispels his concept when you say, this is where you are, let me show you the pieces, and this is where I want you to be. If this is where I am and then where you want me to be, what if the instructor over here with me too? We can't even.
I can't even see you right now. I can't even see you right now.
You know what? I'm trying to clean it up.
All over the place.
Listen, you know what? He said he all over the place.
His eyes all crossed.
He said he all over the place. Look at this.
I'm all over.
Next question.
Okay.
How do you keep
should
natural
we
dancers
stay there?
engaged?
Huh?
How do you keep natural dancers engaged?
He done twisted up their eyeball.
How do I keep that? Because they need to stay twisted up after that. They need to stay. We worry about that later.
We'll deal with it.
How do I keep natural dancers
Engaged.
You keep natural dancers engaged by constantly giving them something to challenge them. As a matter of fact, I have a friend at home, and she's a natural dancer. Literally just picked up the dance from doing it. She just watched it, did it, that's it. And that's every dance that we do in Detroit, she has done that exact thing to it. And the one thing that I noticed that keeps her constantly moving forward in the dance is she needs to see something to kind of aspire to. Mm-hmm. It's like she needs to see something that she can see herself doing. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when it comes to me trying to keep natural dancers interested and involved, is constantly keeping them on their toes. You know, you got to keep them on their toes. And that's just anybody that has an interest in anything. If I have a friend that's accountant, and she's really low-key bored with her job. And so what she needs is, and me and them just in conversation, she needs something that's gonna really make her like, I need to feel like I'm almost learning something at work. And, you know, she's great at her job. She's like really and truly, her boss be like, can you do my job? But she just has a natural knack for it, and so they have to constantly be challenged and feel like they're getting something from it in order for them to maintain what they're doing.
Have you ever had a student that picked up on it really, really quickly to the point where you felt that they had drained you, like you didn't have anything else to teach? And if you have, where would you send them? Who would you send them to?
Okay. I won't say that I've had somebody that has just gotten so much that I feel like they drained me. I think it was really more of I wasn't ready for them to move as fast as they was moving. And they showed me, look, I'm about what you're showing me right now, and we got this. And I'm like, you're right, we got this. And it was just like, all right, I had to take a minute. Let me take a second. Let me figure it out. But the key thing is, I always make sure that when I see that people are moving at a good, steady rate and they're moving the right way, I'm going to always tell, okay, now, I need you to go to Chicago. I need you to get around Daryl Davis. I need you to get around Donnie Davis. I need you to get around Sharnice. Like, I need you to get around these people. Whenever you go out, make sure you dance with Sugarfoot. Make sure you dance with Tall Rick. You know, I make sure that people, when they move a certain type of speed, and I feel like they go and dance with these people, even the ones that don't move that fast. But I need you to go get some knowledge from here, because, for instance, Wakiba, when I tell you she flew up through that class so fast, her and her partner Tech, they flew up that so fast, and it was just like, it wasn't that I got lost on showing them anything, but I felt like they gotten all they needed as far as that basic fundamental, that basic understanding of how to style your dance, all that type of stuff for me. Now, venture off, touch these other people like I did. And then as you come back, we'll work on putting all those things into play. So it's never, I get lost. Teaching for me is always a building block. So once you get to a certain point, it's like, I can't teach you nothing. It's really and truly, as a teacher, shouldn't get to that point.
Right.
I should always be able to give you something. So, and what I mean by that is, as an instructor, I always have to continue to learn how to teach.
Oh, Lord.
Will
has a question, because I can go so many different ways with that, but I won't. Go ahead, Will.
Okay, Drew, I kind of caught the back end of, because my feet are a little slower than what you all are getting on this side. And I think when we talk the question about people that shouldn't be teaching, first of all, we're going to go around this again. You don't have no one has a criteria as to who qualifies to teach, first thought.
True.
Second thought, you got to come back in there with, if the persons are so unqualified to teach, how come their classes are bigger than the classes of people who are quote unquote winners or want called qualified.
Ooh. Did y'all hear that question, guys? Make sure they get on fit. That's slipping. That iPad is slipping.
It's slipping down. It's falling
slipping
down.
The question in a nutshell that Will asked was talking about people qualified to teach. You have people that are maybe, what's the best way to say it? People that are great dancers, they have classes, and their classes are small. Where you have people that are not so great, but they may have won a couple of contests. Is that what you're saying? Or no contest period? But their classes are huge.
Let me repeat my question so it's understood clearly.
Okay.
We so easy to throw out who is not qualified to teach the dance. We throw this out like throwing tomatoes at, at whatever, but yet no one has any criteria that even says what qualifies a person to teach the dance. First thought. Second thought comes back to, well, it seems to be quite funny that anyone that say a person is not qualified to teach, yet their classes are typically bigger than the ones who are quote unquote qualified to teach, as we want to call it, just because they won some contest or just because they are great dancers or whatever the case may be. Because I know I met some guys in Chicago who's never competed, but I guarantee they can outdance the average person that who has competed. And they have big classes.
You know what?
Do you have tea where you are, Will? You need to sit right there.
Will, that
I'm
is
always sipping my tea because I already know when I throw something, it's out there.
Oh!
Tell it. Well, let me just tell you that is a great question. It's a great question. Let me answer it. So you get some people. I'm gonna just say this. People who are not necessarily qualified to teach, although there is no curriculum that qualifies a person to teach, but there is a silent understanding that qualifies a person to teach, and a lot of times people miss out on that.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
There's a silent understanding that qualifies people to teach, and
hold on, Drew. Also, there's a silent understanding to get into Mason, but that don't necessarily make you a good brother because you're in the Mason.
And that's true too. Ooh. That is so. You know what? Speaking.
This boy better preach.
Wait a minute.
Listen. Okay. A cyber high five. Go ahead.
Okay, so what the issue is that a lot of people who are not qualified to teach are good marketing people. And they're good marketing
people who are not qualified. Say that again, please.
The people a lot of people that are not qualified to teach a lot of times are good marketing people. They can talk you into coming to class, and let's just be honest. Most of the reason why their class is so big is because they're actually going off and getting people who don't know about the dance. And so when you can take somebody and that don't know anything about the dance and say, hey, look at this, and you show them then they're gonna think that what you're doing is the deal. Yeah. And so until they see it on a different level. Now, I go back to saying that a lot of these people that teach classes, and the reason why they have big classes, again, because they're very good marketing people. And so because their marketing is really good, they're going around the city and get people that are not already in the dance community, because a lot of them already know that you ain't giving nothing. So they got to go to the people that's not in the dance community and pull those people in, which are usually the people that sometimes don't even come out. They learn what they learn, don't really even come out.
So let's stay right there for a second then. Well, so then what that says to me personally is that then there's a problem with the people who are so quote unquote silently qualified to teach the dance. Then you are horrible marketers because you can dance good, but you can't bring people in.
Well, that could be possibly true. Then you got some people that it's not about having a huge class. To some people, it's not about having a huge class. Just because I'm capable or I have the the teaching experience, and I can teach it, and I'm qualified to teach it, don't mean that I necessarily want a huge class.
Who?
Huh?
Who makes you qualified?
The silent qualification.
Okay. So we're right back where we left off. The point I'm making is I think that we so lackluster to throw out this here, I'm qualified, you are not. You know, and I call this one brother's name who's never competed in Chicago, guy named Ken. But ain't nobody out dancing. He's an old school cat that I actually got a chance to go to in Chicago, who won't compete for the political reasons, because if you don't rub elbows with somebody, if you don't kiss somebody, you know what, then they won't let you, you can't win no matter what you do.
Ooh.
So, but they refuse to rub nose with people just for the sake of winning, because they literally outdance the person that they up there with, but they won't do it simply because they're not willing to rub elbows.
Right.
Ooh, you get over into
So
a
again-
whole nother.
So again, it comes back to the question is, just because you, and let's throw out the good marketers, let's throw out people who really know how to do the dance, but just because they never won the dance, but they outdance the people who won, who can or win, but yet they have bigger classes, and they know exactly what to teach, and they know how to teach it. But because, like you said, they're not in this here quote unquote silent, market of saying, well, I'm qualified because you said I was qualified, because you are somebody that knows somebody that's in this dance, so then you qualified because I said you qualified.
Well, the contest doesn't make the person qualified. As far as what you're saying, as far as them getting not competing, but yet if this is my thing, they're qualified if they can teach the dance the proper way. Let me say this: if they can teach the dance their individual way, but teach it correctly, meaning they have their style or they have their way of teaching you to dance, but they're teaching you how to do the dance. They're not teaching you how to step; they're teaching you how to dance. That is one of the other misconceptions, is that a lot of people are teaching you how to step. They're not teaching you how to dance. My people come in my class, gonna learn how to dance. They're not gonna learn how to step. Anybody can teach somebody how to take 8 steps. But can you teach this person how to sway these steps? Can you teach this person the proper technique to get them to understand how to manipulate their basics? That type of stuff.
Then you go into a whole other avenue. Now you're talking about, see, what I hear you saying is there's some people who really just want to, and I'm on this here, Tika, I've been talking about this for the last week or so now. Mm-hmm. There are some people just really want to come out and maybe all they want to do is just do the steps, just get out of the house and have a good time. Now, does that make them not a good dancer because they just come out and do the steps because no one taught them? Because they may not want to learn all of the sway. They might just want to get out of the house, or might just want to have a bad day to keep them committing suicide. They just want to come out and do the steps and be just as happy doing them steps. So does that make a teacher who will just teach this person this, make them not, quote unquote, because they don't teach you to sway, they're not qualified?
No, I get what you're saying. Like, this person is teaching them something that could keep them from killing themselves, and ultimately that should be considered a great thing, right? And let's say, yes, that is considered a great thing. But when it comes down to the dance and actually understanding, does the person who's really teaching have a solid dance? Like, does the person that's teaching this class, do they really have a silent dance? Like, can I watch that person dance and actually say that their basics is fundamentally sound?
The problem is, who's the watcher?
Well, they said
Like,
who's
who's
judging the
person that's
qualification and the quality.
Right? Who judges that?
Let me throw this out. That's a good question. Let me throw this into that same question. Okay, prime example. I've heard people say Detroit dance fast. Mm-hmm. They said Chicago dance nice, slow, and smooth. I think I heard you say that a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm. Now, what's to say that, and then yet, there are some people say you shouldn't step back on 3, you should step forward on 3. Okay, so when you start looking at the concept, because there is no written concepts or rules to the dance, again, it goes back to my question again. Who's to say that just because you all dance fast, you were wrong, and because the person who danced slow is not right, you see, this is circle gonna keep going into the same circle because you know the problem we have, and I'm gonna put it out here. I'm gonna drop it in the bucket right here. The problem we have is still the same black church mentality. Is that you in the black church, I can preach better than you, so I'm gonna go get my own church. You have 2 people in there. Yet the person who don't preach so well have a church full of people.
It's you and the organ
You know
player.
why? They take all of the stress and all of the foolishness out just because I feel that this is how the dance should be. I'm waiting.
Hey, look. I'm listening. I'm taking it in. I want to make sure I hear every little thing, because I don't want to miss nothing. Okay?
Is that an answer
You're
to
right.
that, though?
You're right. There is that mentality. Let's just put it. Let's
the
just.
black church mentality. I'll repeat it for you. The black church mentality.
There's the black church mentality. Let's just put it this way. There is no curriculum or no documented curriculum that this dance follows.
We better stop right here.
I mean, is the answer to document it? I mean, what is the solution to it? Because of course, if you document it, then somebody is going to refute that documentation, and somebody else going to get another book.
Right.
So it's going to be a black church mentality. Even in the book.
That's just something that it's like can be argued on so many different levels.
Yeah.
And I understand. Well, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying totally. So, it's just something that we have to really sit down as a people and what are we going to do about it? I think that's really the biggest thing. But when you talk about instructors who are not qualified to teach, I think the biggest thing that we get from that is, do they do the dance well enough to be able to teach? And if they do the dance well enough to teach it, are they teaching it or are they just instructing?
Well, see, this is where it comes back to where the reality, and I'm kind of pull back and say this. This is where it comes back to where it takes a village to raise a child.
Oh man, tell me about it. That's what happened to me in Detroit.
And so, and what happens is, just because one person, say, well, Detroit, you might dance fast. Chicago, you might dance slow. Well, let's find a happy medium in here and say, okay, now let's learn how to dance either way, depends on who you're dancing with.
I mean, shouldn't we do it the way Chicago is doing it since it's their dance?
Well, okay, that's like saying everybody need to preach the same way T.D. Jakes preach.
I don't think necessarily.
I don't know.
I think we have to understand the knowledge. You have to understand the knowledge of the dance. I always say you have to understand where the dance came from to understand where to take it. And
I agree with that.
And so when it comes to people learning to dance, I'm a firm believer in learn the dance. Don't learn a piece of it. Don't learn just the new school aspect of it. Learn what the dance is truly. And then decide or figure out what route you want to take after that.
I agree with that.
So that's really my take on it.
But is there
I think there are instructors that just teach what they know, and they don't necessarily know the purity of the dance.
There you go. That's my point. How many?
But again, this is where we're gonna keep on put you in that same place again. This again, where we go back to the black church mentality again. Just because this preacher here is preaching, but it's enough to help save your life, help get you to Christ. But because they may not be able to give you the Lord,
Hey, look.
all of that.
Hey, Will.
Man, it
Give
doesn't.
you all of that.
Hey,
But
Will.
it doesn't make them. They don't give you. You gotta understand. I think all the time, and I keep sticking in this one place. We keep making what's supposed to be fun very difficult as to why the person who may not be able to give them the whole shebang, but they can give them enough to get out of the house and have a good time while they grow, they're able to grow a class and grow it very well. But you got the person who want to give you all of this sway and all of this, that, and the other. Don't step here, don't step there. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. Sit here and stare at you the whole time you dancing.
But Will,
people.
let's just go here, Will. Just because your class is big doesn't necessarily mean that you're growing them well.
Per who? See, that's the key question. Per who?
Per the dance. Not who, per the dance.
Okay, so you tell me this person can come out there. Julie, ask you a question. Let's say a person, all they know how to teach a person is get them a good basic foundation. That's all they have. And they're good at the basic.
But who said that foundation? But who said that foundation? I've got many people that have come from other instructors, and you know, this is no, I'm not making no punches, but have come from other instructors that wanted that I dance with that don't have a solid basic. So when I dance with them, they can't follow the basic stuff that I do.
But I'm saying, let's say you come from an instructor who really can give a person just the straight basic 8 steps. And that's all they got, just a good foundation. They are moving well on their basics.
That's the part right there, a good foundation. That's what we're missing.
Teaching means you are able to transfer concepts to the student in a way that they learn, not just how to do something, but why it is accomplished in that manner.
Which is what I said
earlier.
So that's,
I ain't gonna hold that. We can go round and round for this, but I think oftentimes, again, we stress this dance too much. And I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna stop talking after this. And I'm telling you why I'm so on this right now. Because just at my event, we just had an event, and 2 days later, a guy was there, and him and this girl got murdered. And I'm saying this to everybody, hear this very well from me.
What? Wait a minute. What?
murdered how?
Okay, for those that don't know, on this, we had Celebrating Farr this past weekend.
Right.
There was a guy there. It was a guy there with Lamont, twins.
Sam.
Had on a rough color suit. Go back and look at the picture.
His name's Sam.
Go back and look at it. On Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, him and his girl was hog-tied, and they was hog-tied and had tape over their mouth and shot one time in the head, both of them.
Oh my God.
And I'm saying what I'm saying because, let me tell y'all something. We take everything, so we put too much stress on what's supposed to be fun when tomorrow is not promised to anybody.
I get that.
And I'm saying this to say, simply to say, just because a person may do a thing well, and just because somebody else might do it, what you say, Drew, the silent people that's supposed to be the ones who tell everybody how things supposed to be.
I said silent understanding. Not let's say silent people, silent understanding.
A silent understanding. And they would put too much stress into what's supposed to really be why many people get out to have fun. Because they don't know what day or the hour that your time is up.
That's true.
I tend to, I don't even know.
You know, I'm just saying.
Well,
and
look.
I'm saying is to say, we have to learn how to take people in just as they are. If somebody come to you, Drew, who what you don't consider to be a good basic pattern, then I think what would happen is you work with them, but then knock somebody else because they, I'm not saying you did this, Drew, but then knock somebody else because they don't do it the way the silent, whatever you call it again, understanding, don't agree with it. We don't know.
It's just a constant circle that we're just gonna constantly battle with, like you said, Will. So I think we're gonna definitely continue this conversation, this particular topic, off air, just to kind of see what can we do. Let's work together on trying to figure out what can we do to end that type of struggle and find a way for it to be across the board, so we all can have a good time, all enjoy
Now,
ourselves.
Drew, you have said what I've been waiting for the whole time we've been talking.
He's a phenom, baby. You knew it was gonna happen. I mean, honestly. I
didn't take the jacket off.
He need to take the jacket off. Let me
It's
say,
hot though. It's
he about to burn up, but he will not take that jacket off. You go up there the same way you. Never mind. You come off the way you went up there. Somebody has a question. How do you? And we're gonna, because we could talk all day and we can't.
Dang,
we have about. It's almost 1:30. We've been talking since a little bit after 12. Does this show not go by the fastest? I mean, oh my God. Okay. So somebody wants to know, how do you keep the youth involved? What would you do to keep the younger generation involved?
I think the biggest thing is just with anybody, and I'm speaking to you about the youth, but this really goes for anybody. You have to give them something that they can attach themselves to, they can connect to. A lot of times you get younger folks when they see people doing a dance, they're like, that's an old person dance. Especially with stepping, that's an old person dance. But what I realize is it's about how you show it to them, how you present it to them. Can you present another young person doing the dance to them? Can you present the music that they're listening to? Is something around their ear for them to understand. People won't gravitate to anything that they don't understand. Correct. And so if you at least give them something or a piece of something that they can attach themselves to see themselves doing it, that's the biggest thing. You have to be able to get people to see themselves doing it, see themselves feeling this music, enjoying this dance, either see themselves dance with their girl, see themselves dance with their guy. They got to see it. So when it comes to the younger generation, I think the biggest thing is the music. Let's dance to more. Let's get, when we're doing it, when we're trying to get these younger folks in there, we gotta be a little bit more versatile at appealing to the generation. And I say that because if we do not appeal to the next generation, then that means the dance will start to dwindle away. And what we don't want is the dance to dwindle away. I mean, you might have the few young folks like myself and Olivia and Bryce that will continue the dance going, but if there isn't some a basis there that sets for the younger generation that they can attach to, then they're gonna be like, it's just the old folks dance.
Don't you have a little protege guy? It's like 12.
I have two.
Okay.
My first one, his name is Antonio, and he actually came to the Heritage Ball, I want to say 2 years ago.
I think I saw. Does he wear like a fade, like a high top fade a little bit?
No, that's Alan. That was the guy that was at the world's largest this past year.
Okay. Okay.
But Antonio, I think he's like 12 now, 12 or 13. But Alan, he's 15.
Okay.
And when I tell you, child, he got these women like, oh my God!
Yes.
And he's a ball of energy. He's a ball of energy, but at the same time, he understands. He understands the dance. The one thing I think really get people about when they see younger people do the dance is the amount of precision that some people do. Like when they saw me doing it at 13, 14, it was just the amount of precision that we put into it. It's almost like we've been there before. So when I watch Alan dance, it's just like, you've been here before. It's something you gravitate to the dance so well. And of course, younger people, they soak it up so fast. And so they soak it up, but the key thing is getting them to be in control of what they're doing, not just do stuff. So that's one of the challenges, is making sure that you get them to understand how to basically mature their dance, even while they're learning to be mature in life. They're maturing in life.
I like that. It's time to cut it off. All right, it is time to go. So let me ask you, if they were going to make a movie about your life, what would the title be?
Knowledge is the key. The Phenom's experience.
No, he don't have a little tag after the thing.
Oh, by the way, I just want to let y'all know.
You know what?
Next year, okay? Next year will be my first annual event, Smooth Tivity Presents. Yes, our first event. Yes, Detroit Alternate Dance Experience, August 11th through the 13th. 2017. Save the date, people. This will be a great party in Detroit, downtown Detroit. All right, we have parties in Detroit, but they don't be in Detroit. So we actually want to show you Detroit in a good way, and let y'all see that we coming up. It's a city that was the greatest. It did a little turn, but now we turning back around. All right,
I love it.
So come see us next year.
We'll be there, guys. Y'all know the Heritage Ball. Listen, if you want me to announce,
Heritage Ball.
If you want me to announce your event, you have got to email me. I don't know who Heritage Ball is working for them, but I have stuff sent to me in the mail, all in my email. I'm going, who are these people? If you want your flyer announced or you want me to hold it like this, you better get it to me. P.O. Box 334, Stone Mountain, Georgia 30087.
Hello.
How about that? We got the P.O. Box 334. I don't even know what that. Stone Mountain. It's something in this. Stone Mountain, Georgia 30087.
Because I'm a little warm.
Come my tongue will slow down. P.O. Box 334, Stone Mountain, Georgia 30087. You may feel free to send me your flyers. I'll be more than happy to announce it. Drew?
Can somebody ask Short if I take this jacket off yet?
You know what? On that note, we're going to go ahead and end it for today because some folks don't know how to stop the shade from being thrown. They don't even know how to stop. Thank you for
just be all over.
You know. Thank you guys. Love you. Thank you for tuning in to Talking Tea with Tika and co-host Will and guest. Oh, you still there? Talking Tea with Tika and
co-host Will
and our special guest,
the Phenom, Drewry Alexander. Thank you.
That's
everybody.
what's up. Bye, guys. See you tonight. Woo! Man.